is Tatiana Webb, and this is Off the Record, brought to you by Nana Music Productions. Today we are at the Red Bluff Bar at the Silos in Montgomery, Alabama, and today we are here with a special guest who we've been anticipating for the summer. We are with Pynk Beard. Hello.
How you doing? You doing okay?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I can't complain. I'm glad to be here.
Good. I'm glad you got here safe.
Okay.
We were anticipating you in June, but unfortunately we got rained out and everything. But we brought you back, and I'm so happy to see you here, and we're so happy to have you here. So this podcast, Off the Record, is about helping music industry students, artists, professionals learn more about the industry. And I wanted to ask you, so you had a very unique upcoming into the music industry. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I've been writing songs since I can remember, and literally the day I gave up writing songs was the day my music career started. I happened to be, I don't even want to get to the full story, but point being, I got into the industry writing with a friend of mine named Mike Warren, and we ended up landing a record on J-Lo randomly, and that just kind of jump started me into like professional songwriting. It's been a pretty good trip ever since.
It sounds like a pretty good trip. I mean, considering working with J-Lo and also winning a couple awards that are, no big deal or anything, right? Can you talk a little about that?
I won 3 Grammys, and my Grammys are so random. But I just won a Grammy this past Grammy session for best, musical, best musical soundtrack. So I did 2 songs. I did 1 song on Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen soundtrack. So I won a Grammy there. I won a Grammy for best soundtrack last year with United States versus Billie Holiday, and then I was nominated that same year for best R&B song with Hallie's Angel.
Yeah.
And then I've done R&B album of the year with John Legend. Action. The song's called Actions.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, for me, being a music producer, singer and such, that's the dream to be able to get your Grammys and stuff, especially for your songwriting. Like that's a big thing for artists nowadays. So I know you were doing those kind of things for other artists, and so what made you break into your own artistry and identify yourself as Pynk Beard?
Oh, wow. Okay, good question. My first album was supposed to be a country album. I used to be signed to Motown. Shout out Motown. And I used to be signed to Motown, and my first album was supposed to be a country album, but they didn't really know what to do with it at the time, so I just kind of did more like a singer-songwriter kind of thing. But then every time, how do I say this? Okay, if you had to guess the biggest song in recorded music history, if you just had to guess what it was, what do you think it would be? Biggest song in recorded music. And by that I mean it was #1 in the Hot 100 for the longest amount of time.
All that goes through my head is like Thriller by Michael Jackson.
That's a good guess. Good guess. Give me one more guess. That's a really good guess.
That's a really good guess. I'm thinking Michael Jackson all the way.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll go with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 2 songs that share that, and they are Old Town Road by Lil Nas X
Really?
and Shaboozie's A Bar Song.
You know what? That makes sense because of today's streaming technology and everything. I mean, back in the day, they didn't have like all the technology to be able to just all of a sudden just release a song.
Yeah.
So all of those hits and pushes right now, that is something that is an advantage for our musicians and our artists, and that's how you're able to have 1 billion streams and all that stuff. So, yeah.
So when I heard those 2 songs, I was like, man, there's really something to like the time is right for Black country. Yeah. And I was like, man, I really want to get back into that, and it's so germane to I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah.
I'm from
Shout out Birmingham.
One time for Birmingham, but between Birmingham and Opelika.
There you go.
So
I'm from the Gump, Montgomery.
Hey, the Gump. Yeah. So I felt it felt real, just at home to me.
Yeah.
And as a songwriter, you help a lot of other people kind of tell their story, and then it's like, you know what, I want to tell mine. So I just decided to go for it, and I dyed my beard pink just because it's really great. And it's like I just want to do something.
Looks great.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to do something. It's kind of like a walking marketing tool, And everywhere I go, if you don't know who I am, you want to know. So, it's
definitely a talking point. I mean, you just even if they didn't know you're a musician, walking on down the street is like, hey man, what's your beard pink?
Yeah. I walked from a hotel over here, and it's only like 4 blocks, but probably 4 people stopped me and was like, hey man, I really like your beard, or blah blah blah, what you do. So it's like a walking billboard.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking on our last podcast recording, which I know we haven't pushed yet, but it was always about my mother. It was about branding and imaging. And my mom and dad, when we were growing up, we were on Broadway auditions and stuff. And they told us, any room you walk in, you were always auditioning. You never know who you're going to meet. And so you always have to be on your best behavior and stuff, because we were kids. But for you, in that way, you are already auditioning in any room, or you are already presenting yourself just by coloring your beard. Absolutely. So that's amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's genius.
It's my best dumb decision ever.
So, hey, we can get some sponsorships on some, beard dyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as far as now you're a country artist at this point. You've identified yourself as Pynk Beard. I know you have an EP coming out, Red Dirt Diaries, and have pushed 2 singles off of that. Can you talk about those 2?
My first one was called I Lived, and it's just like basically my intro, just kind of let people know what they can expect from me, the kind of storytelling that I like to do, where I'm from. I wanted to establish, okay, this is who this guy is.
Yeah.
I treat projects like social media posts. I tell people all the time, Spotify and Apple Music and all those things, like we think of them as like distributors, but they're not distributors really. They are social media, right? It's just, you have a page, and instead of it being Instagram where it's pictures, your page is just music. So I wanted to treat it that way, right? So the first post or the first single was just, this is who this guy is. This is what you can expect from him. If you like that, follow. Yeah. As a matter of fact, follow me on Spotify. Yeah, so if you like that, follow. And then, so that's what that song was about. And then the second one was called Mine, Lord Willing. And it's again, more about just the way I think about women. And the complexities that make women so great to me. A lot of times I feel like, especially in the social media world, we try to like block women and like, you're either a good woman or you're a whore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, women are complex. Just and she can go to church on Sunday and to work on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a part of life. Yeah. And so I wanted to just celebrate that, and it's been going really well.
Basically humanizing women on that, because again, you just said we're all complex, both male and female, and so to be able to put a song out that not necessarily idolizes women, but it's like, hey, this woman is human. She can enjoy her life and enjoy it however she feels, best.
Everybody's putting together their own story. Everybody's got their own path and what makes them feel good. And I want to just take time to just, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a song for Alessia called My Song, Alessia Cara, on her first album. Yeah. And the song called My Song. And one of my favorite lines in that is, good girls don't make history. And they don't. Good girls don't make history. You don't remember the girls that follow all the rules. The women that make history are the women who broke at least one rule. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to just celebrate that. My mom's that way. My mom, she's a great lady, but she's gonna break a rule every now and then. And that's what makes her stand out. That's what makes her, so great.
Yeah, shout out to all the women who are forging that path,
Absolutely.
Making sure that, you don't always have to follow the rules, but, maybe make your own and, make your own stomp on the world. So
absolutely.
Shout out to those who are doing that.
Absolutely.
So tonight you are here at the Red Bluff. We've been, like I said, we've been anticipating this performance. So what would a viewer or somebody that's coming to this expect in this show?
Have you seen Sinners?
I have.
Okay.
I love it.
I do too. And the best way I can describe my show is I wanted to feel like that. Mm. It's a range of emotion. It's a range of spirituality. It's a range of like talking to the old you, the ancestral you. And I hate to even use that word, but like there's something about singing country music that does kind of like, it attaches you back to like your grandparents and your roots. Yeah, your roots. And so I try to do a little bit of that with a little new spin and just, get into, I figure it's easy to get somebody to give you $1. It's harder to get somebody to trust you with their heart. You know what I'm saying? And so for that hour that I'm on stage, for that hour I'm on stage, I just want y'all to trust me with your heart, and it's going to be a good time.
Amen. Well, is there, so again, that this podcast is always about, trying to help out that next artist who is up and coming and stuff. So in a phrase or in a statement, what would you give to a young artist who is trying to break into, Black history, but Black music, Black country music, sorry, we won't edit, but Black country music, or, just in general as a new artist and trying to get their feet wet in this industry? Like, what is your...
I got a bunch of this. I'm gonna
Go ahead.
Okay. First, I got this little saying that says, put God first. And it's not the way you think, right? I mean, but yeah, do that too. But this particular saying I'm saying, put God first. Is your music good? Is it original? And is it defining, right? But keep those three things in your head. First and foremost, you want to be on the level of good, right? And good is subjective, right? So, but when you play it back for yourself, does it evoke an emotion in you? When you play it for other people, do you see it? Right, that's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
Right. Do people want to dance to it? What do you sell? Because music is not necessarily. I mean, it's just sound over time, right? But for example, McDonald's, their product is a hamburger. That's not what they sell. What they sell is happiness to children, right? And that brand is what makes them good. Right, okay. So is it good? Is it original? Nobody wants to hear you sound just like the next person. Right? It needs to be original. Right? Something different. Again, I tell people do this all the time. Learn all the rules, learn all of them, and then break one. Right? Learn all the rules and then break one. And that's what's gonna make you original.
Yeah.
Because you broke that one rule. You know what I'm saying? And then the last one is defining. The worst thing that I think any up-and-coming artist can do is not define themselves, right? You ask them, well, who's your audience? Oh, I want everybody. Everybody's not gonna listen, right? And everybody ain't supposed to listen, right? But, for example, I make music specifically. I sell Black Boy Joy. That's what I sell. But I make music for you, specifically for Black women. Now, will other people listen to the music? Hopefully so.
Yeah.
But I wrote this song for Black women. Right, and I want them to. We call it finding your Julia, right? It's the term, find your Julia, right? Who am I singing to? Right? Define that, and then sell out to that, right? If nobody else hears this lady gonna hear it, and fall in love with Julia, and she'll fall in love back with you. Those three things, good, original, and defining. That's one thing. And then one more thing, I'm gonna tell you. Do not be afraid of social media. And I know, younger people, they love social media, but it's something about once you get into music, you feel like you're being cringe when you put it out, but just post it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give the world a chance to hear it and fall in love with you and, get to know your personality. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to do that either. It ain't always got to be all music. You're bigger than music. Music is a part of your life, and, bring people along on their ride with you. We want to know the process. We want to know, what you're dealing with, so that we understand where this song comes from.
Yeah.
And make a world for that song. That's it.
Yeah. It's if people want to connect with you and be able to, see who you are before you get on that stage and you're that superstar.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it makes it easy to connect with.
Absolutely.
Well, those are great tidbits. I mean, shoot, we could do a whole masterclass just off of what you're talking about.
Oh, let me tell you one more.
Go ahead.
Last one.
Go ahead.
I got one more saying. My grandma is the queen of sayings, and so even I lived. I said my grandma says better being seen than viewed, and she's the queen of sayings, and I try to pick up sayings too. I got this saying that says the star is only as bright as the sky will allow, right? And I live by that, right? So and I want to pass it to other people. You are no bigger than your fan base, right? They are your sky, and you will be as bright as the sky will allow, right? You'll be as big as the people around you will let you be. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we be trying to get out and jump. Like, I'm from Alabama, but I want to sing music to folk in New York. Okay, cool. But Alabama's where you're from, right? And if Alabama will get behind you and support you, it'll make you start brighter. Now they can see it a little further. They see it to the sea now. And then they let you get bright. And then they see, you know what I'm saying? So, and your sky is the people that are closest to you. People ask me about being a songwriter. How do I get a song to Beyonce? Don't get a song to Beyonce. Get a song to that girl right there. That will work with you right now, that needs a song. Absolutely. Right? Work with the people around you. Don't be afraid to collaborate. Don't be afraid to lend your expertise. And don't be afraid to learn. Okay, that was my three. I'm sure.
I love that. No, I mean, we'll have to have you back as well, and we'll have to do some projects or something in the future, because my goodness, this is literally what we're trying to do and what we're trying to teach, and give new artists and new producers and people who are in the industry just, that kind of information, so that way they're not afraid to take that next step.
Perfect.
So thank you so much for your time. I know you got to get ready for your concert. I'm so excited. You see, I got my hat on and everything like that, so I had to come show how.
I love it.
But again, if you are interested in listening to Pynk Beard's music, please follow him on Spotify and pre-save his new EP coming up in October. Red Dirt Diaries.
I got a new single dropping this month. Well, technically, I guess it's gonna be August. I got a single coming out in August. I just started dropping videos for it today or yesterday. It's called Sip. We're performing tonight. It's gonna be a good time.
Awesome. Well, that's all for us today. This is Off the Record. And again, follow us on Spotify and on Instagram at nanamusic_off the record. And as we say here, remember, this podcast is off the record. I'm working on it, y'all.